This morning, one piece of news made me stop in my tracks. A 70-year-old man from Austin, lively, positive, always on the move, suddenly collapsed without pain or any warning, right in his own home. He had just gotten out of bed, taken 2 small steps, and everything went black. What went wrong? According to doctors, the cause was a tiny, almost innocent mistake. The troubling part is that millions of people over 70 make this same mistake every single day. Maybe even you, without realizing it for years. We tend to assume that if we woke up, everything must be fine. But those first few minutes after waking up can actually shape your entire day, or even your long-term health. One careless movement, one missed detail, one small oversight, and an ordinary morning can turn into a fall, a hypertensive crisis, or something even more serious. Today, I want to talk to you about 7 common morning mistakes that people over 70 often make. Some may seem minor, but their consequences are anything but. More importantly, I'll show you how easily you can avoid each of these risks. There's no need for major changes in your routine, just a few smart adjustments. Stay with me until the end because mistake number 6 may seem harmless at first glance, but it quietly drains health, energy, and even mood from thousands of older adults. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's a good time to click that button. Your support helps us continue creating valuable and inspiring content. Ready? Let's dive in. 1 minute that can change everything. You wake up, everything feels normal. The room is quiet, early light filters through the window. Your body hasn't fully shaken off sleep, but your mind is already racing ahead to the day's tasks. Out of habit, you swing your legs off the bed and stand up. Suddenly, an odd sensation hits. Your head feels empty, the floor seems to shift, and you instinctively reach for the nightstand. Usually the sensation passes in a few seconds and seems harmless. But hidden within it is a danger few people talk about. Not because it's rare, but because it's become almost too common. From a physiological perspective, as we age, the system that used to regulate blood pressure and circulation slows down. When you're lying down, blood is distributed differently than when you're standing. If you get up too quickly, your heart doesn't have enough time to push blood properly up to your brain. The result? A brief moment of oxygen deprivation. And the brain doesn't react well to surprises like that, especially not after 60 or 70 years. This state is called orthostatic hypotension. It's not a disease, but a natural physical response that becomes more common with age. If ignored, however, it can lead to exactly what no one wants, a fall. And after a fall come hospitals, casts, movement restrictions, and an underlying fear of getting up in the morning. Worst of all, sometimes the person doesn't even remember falling. They simply wake up on the floor. Doctors encounter cases like this every day. But here's the good news. You can prevent it with just one simple step, and it takes only 1 minute. No medications, no doctors, no struggle required. This is a simple morning pause. It's not meditation, and it's not a workout. It's just about waking up without rushing. It's about respecting your body. Don't leap out of bed like you're late for an appointment. Give yourself a few moments. Sit on the edge of the bed for at least 30 seconds. Feel your legs under you. Gently move your feet. I didn't always take this moment myself. I used to spring up the second I woke. But after one unsettling experience, sudden weakness and a wave of dizziness, I understood. This wasn't just tiredness, it was a warning sign. Now I start each day with a conscious, careful awakening, and I've never regretted making that change. The shift from sleep to activity is like crossing a bridge. You can either cross mindfully, watching your steps, or you can charge ahead blindly. Stairs, slippery floors, even just standing up too fast. All of these carry real risks if you don't adjust this habit. What's remarkable is how differently your body responds when you approach mornings the right way. With steadiness, clarity, and a deep sense of control. Let your mornings begin with respect, not rush. First, feel the solid ground under your feet. Only then, take your first step. This isn't weakness, it's wisdom. And wisdom doesn't come automatically with age, it comes from paying attention to yourself. Number 2. A quiet morning mistake that starts before breakfast. For most people, the first move after waking is familiar. Some head straight for the stove, others to the coffee maker. Grabbing a cup of coffee feels automatic. But a single, overlooked glass of water can be the most important sip you take all day. While you sleep, your body is still working hard. Your heart is pumping blood. Your lungs are pulling in air. Your kidneys are filtering waste. All of this requires water. Meanwhile, every breath, every bit of sweat, every small movement during sleep, they all quietly drain fluid from your body. When you wake up, you don't feel it. That's the danger. After 70, the body's thirst signals become weaker. You might not have a dry mouth. You might not feel thirsty at all. So you think you're fine. But in reality, your blood thickens, your blood pressure may spike, and your heart faces added stress. I often hear people say, "I'm just not used to drinking water in the morning," or "I don't feel like it." But your body's needs don't change based on your preferences. It still needs water. If you don't give it, your body struggles quietly, until one day, it simply can't compensate anymore. When I made the simple change of starting my day with a few sips of water, the difference was immediate. My mind cleared, the sluggishness faded, my body felt lighter, and digestion became more regular. The key is to make drinking water a ritual, not an afterthought. Not something you might do, but something you automatically do, like brushing your teeth. At night, I always place a glass of water next to my phone, sometimes next to my glasses too. Just a small reminder for my body, I'm here for you. Some people add a slice of lemon, others might stir in a drop of honey. It doesn't really matter. The important thing is the water itself. It's not just about quenching thirst. Water jumpstarts your metabolism. It thins the blood slightly and helps your internal systems wake up and start working smoothly. If you take any morning medication, drinking water becomes even more crucial. It aids absorption, minimizes side effects, and eases the burden on your stomach and liver. This isn't some old wives' tale. It's basic biology. Start your day with water, and you'll set off a whole chain of healthier choices. By doing so, you've already made a commitment to your health, your mindfulness, and your self-care. Everything else tends to fall into place from there. Morning rituals that quietly undermine your health. The smell of morning often reminds us of coffee. That rich aroma signals waking up, comfort, and the beginning of something important. For many, it's impossible to imagine starting the day without that first strong aromatic sip. It feels like coffee turns the brain on. But what if I told you this ritual might be working against you? Especially once you're past 70. Upon waking, you are at your most vulnerable point of the day. Your energy reserves are low, your stomach is empty, and yet, right at that moment, you flood your system with a liquid full of acid and stimulants, without any buffer, without support, expecting to feel great. Many people forget that coffee isn't just a comforting drink. It's a complex chemical cocktail. It triggers your stomach to release acid. If the stomach is empty, that acid directly hits the stomach lining. Over time, this leads to heartburn, irritation, and even gastritis. And if these problems already exist, they are likely to get worse. Caffeine also spikes cortisol, the body's stress hormone. That wake-up feeling isn't just alertness. It's also a racing heart, jitteriness, and elevated blood pressure. Not the safest start to the day if you're prone to anxiety or cardiovascular issues. Should you give up coffee altogether? Not necessarily. The solution is much simpler. Support your body first. Eat something, even just a little bit. A handful of almonds, half a banana, a small piece of toast. That's enough to activate your digestive system and protect your stomach lining before coffee hits. For years, I drank coffee on an empty stomach, purely out of habit. Then came the acid reflux, the heavy feeling in my gut, random anxiety spells. Only after I made a small change, drinking coffee after a light snack, did those problems begin to ease. Bonus tip: when you eat before drinking coffee, your body processes the caffeine more gently. Absorption slows down, avoiding sudden spikes and crashes. More stability, calmness, and benefits from your drink. Even those who aren't fond of coffee can make this small adjustment. It's not about a drastic change, just about adding a layer of protection. It's about taking care of digestion, hormone balance, and overall well-being. After all, coffee should bring comfort, not tension. It should become part of your morning balance, not a source of discomfort. Drink it intentionally, with inner support. When you do, the aroma will be richer, and so will the quality of your day. Number 4. When your body whispers, slow down and listen. As we get older, mornings take on a new kind of meaning. They become the most delicate hours of the day. You open your eyes and immediately sense something feels off. Your back feels tight. Your knees are stiff. Your neck feels rigid. It's not pain exactly, more like a lingering tightness that many people ignore at their own risk. During sleep, your body remains in one position for hours. Muscles relax, blood circulation slows, joints move minimally, and the flow of synovial fluid, which lubricates the joints, decreases. This is completely normal. But if you jump out of bed suddenly and start bending, squatting, or lifting heavy objects right away, you disrupt the body's natural waking process. Many older adults, especially in places like Austin or Charleston, tend to get up and immediately rush to the kitchen, bending over pots, lifting heavy kettles. That's when the trouble starts. The body simply isn't ready yet. It's like trying to start a frozen car without giving it time to warm up. Sure, it might start, but at the risk of damaging the engine. The same thing happens with your spine, hips, and knees, which by this age already experience natural wear and tear, compression, stiffness, and sometimes early arthritis. One wrong move can cause minor injuries, which later show up as pain, swelling, and restricted movement. The good news is that you don't need complicated yoga poses or special equipment. Just a few gentle movements are enough, even before you leave your bed. While still lying down, gently move and flex your toes, ankles, neck, and shoulders. Slowly, like easing into the light without flipping the switch too fast. Personally, my morning routine starts with ankle circles, flexing my toes, soft rotations of my neck and shoulders. After that, I sit up without standing yet, squeeze my shoulder blades together a few times, and lightly stretch my spine. It's like offering a handshake to my body in the morning, and my body responds in kind. The result? A much steadier, more confident walk. Where it used to feel like my legs lagged behind my intentions, now my brain and muscles work together. And I head into the day with a real sense of confidence. Posture is a quiet strength, the inner framework that shapes how you face the world. When you rise each morning with your back straight, you lift more than just your body. You lift your mind as well. That's what a truly good morning looks like. 6. The morning step you're skipping, and how it slowly undermines your balance. Some morning rituals are obvious. Coffee, brushing your teeth. But others are so subtle you don't even notice they're missing. And their absence slowly rewrites the story of your body. Think about it. How much attention do you pay to your feet the moment you get out of bed? Not just shuffling half asleep toward the kitchen, but actually feeling your feet, your calves, your knees. Most of us don't give it a second thought. We assume our body just turns on for the day. But after 70, that autopilot starts to fail, and the foundation we often take for granted, our legs, begins to weaken. Your legs are your base, your stability, your control, your balance. Over time, the muscles soften, the sensory receptors on the soles become less responsive, and the brain takes longer to process signals about your body's position. You don't notice it until you fall. People often blame clumsiness, but the real cause is usually years of subtle neglect. I learned this lesson one morning in my house in Asheville, North Carolina, when I stood up and my legs felt off. Not painful. Just awkward. Unsteady, like trying to walk on sandbags. It wasn't fear, it was a warning. The brain-body connection had weakened. The remedy? Conscious movement. Now, every morning before standing up, I spend 2 minutes reconnecting with my legs. Sitting on the edge of the bed, I make slow circles with my feet. I lift my toes, press through my heels. Then before taking the first step, I stand still, heels grounded, knees soft, weight centered. I close my eyes for a few seconds, focusing only on balance. It's a small, invisible workout, but the results are clear. My steps are stronger, my walk feels lighter, I'm less anxious about moving around. Most fractures after 70 happen from falls at home, and many occur within minutes of waking up in the most familiar rooms. Starting the day by strengthening your base helps you move confidently and sharply reduces the risk of accidents. No one teaches us to check in with our legs every morning. But it's critical. Your ability to walk freely 1 year from now, 5 years, even 10, begins with these first moments when you open your eyes. Start small. Look down. Feel the floor under your feet. That is your foundation. Strengthen it, and everything above it, your posture, your strength, your energy, will naturally become more resilient. Picture it. You wake up before sunrise. The room is dim. The curtains are still drawn. You rise slowly from bed, perhaps turning on a small lamp only after reaching the kitchen. This is the quiet moment where the day and your future strength truly begins. Meanwhile, your brain still believes it's the middle of the night. Morning light isn't just a convenience, it's the master switch for your entire system. Your brain, your hormones, your mood. Without it, the switch either fails to flip or flips too late, leaving your whole day feeling off rhythm. As we age, our internal clocks become more fragile, and it's harder to reset them. If you spend your mornings in darkness, your inner clock can fall completely out of sync. The consequences: persistent fatigue, groggy mornings, irritability, restless nights, unmotivated days. You wonder why you feel exhausted but can't fall asleep, or why you nap during the day and lie awake at midnight. Often, the missing piece is simple: the absence of early morning light. Morning sunlight kickstarts the production of serotonin, the chemical that later converts into melatonin to help you sleep at night. Miss the morning light, and the whole cascade of biological processes gets disrupted. And it all starts with one small habit: staying in the dark. The curtains stay drawn, the windows stay shut. It seems harmless, but over time, this tiny choice quietly drains your health and energy. Everything changed for me the moment I decided to open the curtains immediately, sometimes before I even sat up in bed. A few seconds after waking, I let the daylight hit my face, my skin, my eyes. It signaled to my brain, the day has begun. Even on cloudy mornings, the effect is real. The key is simply not hiding from the daylight. Exposure to morning light regularly reduces anxiety and lifts your mood. It sharpens focus and improves emotional balance. Imagine what happens after years of sleeping in darkness, years of brain fog, fatigue, and emotional flatness, all because of ignoring this simple step. The solution is easy and close at hand. Make light your first ritual of the morning. Open the curtains. Take a deep breath of the new day. Step out onto your porch or balcony for just a minute if you can. Light is food for your brain, just as essential as water, movement, and posture. Don't wait for your body to figure out the morning on its own. Help it. When you do, your day will start with more clarity, calmness, and strength. Every morning offers a new beginning. You can rush into it on autopilot, or you can pause, reconnect with yourself, and take a deliberate first step. This small shift can transform your day, your habits, and eventually your whole life. Aging doesn't take away control, it refines it. With age comes the wisdom to value precision over haste, simple solutions over busy noise. This is what we're offering here. We can't stop time, but we can walk with it, wisely, gently, attentively, listening to our bodies instead of pushing them away. If you want to grow stronger through experience, don't pretend you're 20 again. These habits aren't strict rules. They're gentle reminders that your body is still rooting for you. Give yourself a moment of attention at sunrise, and your body will repay you with resilience, energy, and a clearer mind throughout the day. If you stayed with me until the end, you've already taken your first step, not for me, but for yourself. Share this message with someone you care about, and subscribe to the channel for more simple, restorative practices, especially powerful and valuable when you're no longer 20, and perhaps even stronger because of it.